This is the last evening at the GC session, and it's been pretty intense here at the booth. I'm here with Tom Evans from Child Impact, and he has a heart for these young ladies that are sometimes in a bad situation. Can you tell us a little bit about your ministry and how you're reaching other countries?
Sure. We work in over 20 countries, and we fight human trafficking. And so we actually have a program called Rescue a Girl. And these are girls that have been in a situation due to poverty where they kind of almost feel like they have to sacrifice themselves in order to support their families. And so we want to provide these girls with a safe place. That's the most important thing.
It is very
And then
important.
a loving environment, and then education and vocational training.
Wow, so you have a lot of workers to be able to do that in these different countries as well, so that takes a lot of resources.
Sure.
And tell us a little bit about more what your goals are in the future.
Sure, we are really wanting to lead in this space of fighting human trafficking. There are 50 million victims globally. It's 20% greater than the population of California.
Wow.
Now, 1% of those victims, or 2%, are here in the U.S. and
2%?
2% in the U.S., 98% globally.
Wow, wow. And I know you have something going on even in the United States. I know you and I had a little talking about how young girls are doing some gaming and a little bit of things on the internet that is detrimental because there's other predators that could be searching out these girls.
Sure.
Tell us more about that.
Sure. So predators really target 11 to 13-year-old girls, but boys are also targeted.
Wow.
And the next age group is 7 to 10-year-olds. And so we can kind of think it's okay to talk about those dangers with our kids when they are preteens, you know,
Right.
but we need to really be aware of where they're going on the internet. And games like Roblox, if you're looking over the shoulder of your child and see that on their phone or on the computer, it looks like a fairly innocent game. The challenge is that you can play that game with friends and strangers. And those strangers can pretend to be the age of your child and build a friendship with them, and then they want to connect in chat rooms outside of that game. So it's Roblox, Fortnite, Minecraft, these kind of games.
That is very scary. As parents, we always want to be looking over what our kids are, and I think it's valid to say that we can have access to everything that they see. For us at our home, we have everything on near the kitchen table, that everything has to get charged up, but parents, be mindful because these predators are really looking for our children, and we need to be able to protect them. So you also are you said something about a lot of people even in the United States. We wouldn't think that people are trafficking even in the United States. Tell us more about that.
So sadly, 60% of trafficking victims in America are coming out of the foster care system. So when these kids are unsupervised online, maybe the phone at night, or runaways are approached by traffickers very quickly. So that's one segment of the population that's extremely vulnerable, underserved communities as well. But we often think about a panel van pulling up and snatching a kid. It doesn't really always work. That's very rare. The way it happens is on the internet. It's more likely that a child met someone on the internet that they're going to walk up to and meet and think is a friend that they made on the internet. So that's where we need to be most vigilant.
And there's a lot of countries that are also where they're marrying young girls in different countries, and you have a heart. So how can people reach your ministry, Child Impact? How can they even find out? I know you came out with a new book, so tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we'd love for you to visit childimpact.org and take a look at specifically at Operation Child Rescue. That's our initiative that fights human trafficking. But I have a booklet we just finished last week called Sex Trafficking in America. And really, one statistic here is 36% of minors are approached by a stranger and asked to share explicit photos.
That's scary.
All of that information's in this booklet. childimpact.org/booklet is how you can get that.
So be sure to do that, and thank you, Tom, for your heart for these young girls and boys as well, and reaching out families around the world so that we can live for our children. So I appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you, Francine.
And thank you for what you're doing. Please look out for our children and be mindful of what our children are getting into. Thank you.
Good job.
Felt like